All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a game 1 for EVG Dominion Tournament number 3. It is going to be game B on the bracket. Or game C, excuse me. Okay. Let's see. So Pyramid Hype Train is going to be our team on the left. And on the other side, we have Dominionist for President. Okay. So this means we have Pyramid Hype Train versus Dominionist for President. Alrighty. Not in the game. Let's see. Not that one. There we go. Alright, game starting. There we go. Okay. Alright, this game. Pyramid Hype Train on the left, Dominionist for President on the right. Bands being tossed down right now. We have Cassiopeia and Malzahar being the first bands. Cass, Mal's, Karma, Leona, Master Yi are our first bands. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Cass, Mal's, Karma, Leo, Master Yi, and Shaco. A lot of these bands are very, very different from what we typically see. Master Yi is not something that gets banned very commonly, and neither is Shaco. Shaco is a character that can sometimes be difficult to deal with, so kicking him out with a ban is just sort of a preference thing. Master Yi is a character who can just really get out of control, but there may be better picks along the lines of like Yasuo over Jarvan or something like that. You know, if you want a damaging AD character. Leon is a great ban. Karma's a great ban. Cass and Malzahar can also be solid bans as well. They're very powerful AP characters. And Leon is a great tank. Karma can also be a nuisance. So we're going to see them not being picked today. Also, on the picks, we have Echo being first picked. I don't know anything about him because I haven't played any games that he's been in. I've watched a few people stream games with Echo, but I don't have very much of an understanding of him yet because he is a very new champion. On the other side, we're seeing Annie and Ryze. Annie's a good mage, AoE damage, very powerful. Ryze is a character we have not seen in some time. Ryze was very, very popular for a number of months. I want to say like a year. Ryze was a very powerful bottom lane character. But other bottom laners became better than him, and he sort of fell out of favor. Not because he was particularly weak. There were a few adjustments made to the way his abilities work. But overall, better picks just came out. So it'll be interesting to actually see a Ryze. Nautilus. Nautilus is a character that we've rarely seen picked on North America server. On Europe West server, their Dominion tournaments, Nautilus actually picked, I won't want to say a lot, but he has a presence over there. Particularly Tyboy's team, the team Tyboy incoming, I believe they had a Nautilus player on their team, and they used him regularly at top levels of competition. Even though he hasn't been represented very well over here on NA server, he does have a competitive presence in Dominion. We just haven't really seen it on this side of the pond. And Ezreal, great character, long range, does a lot of damage. It's really hard not to like that guy. Over on the other side of the team, on the other team, over on Dominionist for President's team, we have Wukong and Urgot. Wukong has a great initiate, and has an armor reduction to boot. He's also not particularly weak either in the hit point department. Guy can take a little bit of damage before dying. Wukong is solid, and being paired up with Urgot, who's a powerful attack damage character, makes for a pretty disgusting combo. Urgot being picked as well. Urgot has always been one of the competitive picks in Dominion. While his power has sort of waxed and waned over the years, it's had its ups and downs, he's never really been a bad pick. He's gone, I think the lowest Urgot's been an okay pick at worst. And at best, he's been a must-have, must-ban. He, I think, has had one of the best longevities in the competitive environment. Urgot, Pantheon, and Jarvan IV come to mind. Oh, Maokai also. Those are like the four I think of the first that have been really heavily used. And on the other side, we're seeing a Gragas and a Fizz. Fizz is a character who does a lot of damage. He's tricky to kill. Burst is nice. Good AP character. If you can use him well, he's absolutely going to be an asset to your team. Gragas, magic damage, zones pretty hard. Sometimes his damage can be a little slow. You don't want to get into a protracted engagement with him. That's something you want to avoid. And if you do that, you'll have a little bit of an easier time with him. But he can really dish out the hurt. Over on the other side, last pick in the game was Pantheon. Pantheon brings a stun to the table. He's a durable character. Great at finishing people off. Does a lot of damage. He's been sort of a staple in Dominion competition for years. And no surprise, we're seeing him used in the game once again. Grand Skyfall, when used smartly, is a very powerful map shrinking ability because it artificially decreases the amount of time it takes for you to cross the map because you have that jump. So, just when you think Pantheon, oh, Pantheon just came back to life. You have to remember, you're watching Pantheon's death timer. You got 2 seconds left on Pantheon. You have to go, okay, Pantheon's going to be alive in 2 seconds. It's going to take him about 5 to get just past the fog of war on the road. And then after that, he can jump behind the team at Windmill in the fog of war by that relic that's on the upper side in the fog. And he can do that, then come up behind your team and just snip off whatever low AP carry has decided to get greedy and overstay their welcome. Good Pantheons are terrifying. And it's no surprise that we're seeing him used once again. Now, Ezreal can be built AD or AP. No matter what he builds, he's going to be dangerous. And it really comes down to Arcane Shift. You have the Schrodinger's Ezreal problem, where you never know quite where he's going to be at any given time. He can suddenly be out of range of all of your abilities, or he can suddenly be right in front of your face, and you're within his horrible destruction radius. Another thing to remember that hopefully Dominionist for President will be aware of is that if there is an Ezreal on the enemy team, you cannot stack capture on a point. It is absolutely vital that you spread out on the point. And that's something that I really have always tried to impress to people in these commentaries, is that don't stand next to other people. And, there's a, slightly more harsh way of saying that. But just whatever you do not stand next to other people. Because if you do that, then Ezreal's ult is going to interrupt everyone. Ashe's ult, when she gets picked, is going to interrupt everybody. Pantheon's Grand Skyfall is going to interrupt freaking everybody. Okay? Orianna's Ball, that's going to interrupt everyone. Sapling Toss, that's going to interrupt everyone. There's so many of these, extra long and long-range abilities that are just going to stop the whole capture. Put one person on each side of the point if you have 2 of them. If you have 3 people, stand in a triangle. But don't put 2 people on the same side, otherwise your whole team gets interrupted, and that has literally made or break games for people. Made or broken, past tense. We'll see if they can do that effectively. Or if they will succumb to the, oh my gosh, we're capping. We'll see how it goes. This is the round of What are we on? Round of, how many teams are in this? Let's go look at the bracket again while we're at the loading screen here. Let's click over to this overlay. There we go. Okay, so our left team is going to be Pyramid Hype Train, and on our right team, we are going to have Dominionist. And hopefully both of those will fit on the overlay up there. Ta-da! Actually, there was no overlay today because I didn't have time to make any. I'm very sorry about that. I found out about potentially casting the tournament just before it started. And there we go. Look at that. Why is this in okay. There we go. What's why isn't this full screen? There we go. Okay. Let's introduce these two teams as best we can, as quick as we can. I loved it when they added that voiceover. On our left team, Pyramid Hype Train, we have Gifted by Gods playing as Echo, Woohoojin playing as Nautilus, Omega Matt Ezreal, Shinkyu443 playing as Gragas, and Shake Only playing as Fizz. Over on our right-hand side, over on Dominionist for President's team, we have Ro16 playing as Annie, Kuryukuhime playing as Rise, Thick Bonner playing as Wukong, a Viet Dude playing as Urgot, and Dominionist playing as Pantheon. I am 1 out of 1 of your commentators today. I am Gandair, and it's just me today. It's just me and you folks in the chat hanging out today. Thank you very much for coming by the show. If you're interested in where this video will be after the tournament is over, it will be on youtube.com/VotsoClan. The VODs will get posted over on Monday. So thank you for coming out and hanging out for this EVG Dominion Tournament number 3. I suppose these teams... What is this? Annie's skin is different. What is this?
Red teams capture the drill.
Guys, Annie's a different color. I don't know what to do. I'm concerned. Nautilus is also very well dressed for the occasion. Fight breaking out. Pretty good flash from Kuryukuhime. Even Dominionist going in there. Pantheon taking a little bit of damage. He has plenty of health. Rise getting a little bit low there and picked off. Both teams lacking one person on each side. Health getting low on both sides of the map here. They're really putting their hurt on Nautilus there. Pantheon stayed stapled to him, but wasn't able to take him down. Had to flee from the fight, and Ezreal is going to pick up the KB there, which means this first capture at the top is going to go to Pyramid Hype Train. Let's take a look down here at the bottom portion of the map. Viet Dude and Shaco only, who couldn't play Shaco because Shaco was banned, so he's playing Fizz in this game, which is basically the same thing as Shaco, right? Let's turn on KDA before I forget to do that. Skirmish over here. Thick Bonner, take a little bit of damage. We got that newly adjusted Rise up at the top part of the map. And oh dear, Wukong with the decoy. Nice escape, buddy. And Gifted by Gods Echo, moving in, putting the hurt on Rise, taking him out. Wukong gonna fall right after that. Pushing on through over towards the drill here. Dominionist getting swept up by the True Shot Barrage. True Shot Barrage is its most effective at level 6 right when you first get it, because its base damage just does so much compared to the percentage of health they have at the time. Ro16 being picked on first because Annie does a lot of damage. Best to force her away as soon as you can. Not killed, however, so Annie is going to be back long before their Gragas is. And the fight sort of goes pretty evenly there. They were not able to successfully get the drill, or they didn't lose top in the process either. Two people up at the top. Everything was going to be okay. Urgot recalling down here at the bottom. Urgot has picked up Monamune already. That's going to be his first buy there. Pushing onto the tower against Nautilus. I'm not sure how I feel about that, though it's 3v1 early in the game. Nautilus is not particularly tanky yet. They are able to dodge successfully and take him down. And they're all standing in a line. Ezreal does not have True Shot Barrage up in order to be able to interrupt this, so they're going to be just fine up here. Oh man, that arcade shift. Whoa, Echo just over there because Warpy Portals and Looty things is going to die, however. And Gragas getting a little bit out away from the team there and taken out. Ezreal was doing a good job there of hanging back, contributing to the fight as best he could, but being low on health, he couldn't really get too much into things. And the top point being just defended by Pantheon at the moment. Urgot bullying the heck out of Fizz. Forces him out of the lane. And yeah, that is an Urgot with a 4-minute Manamune. You can get a lot of gold down bottom, though, if you do it right. Top part of the map, 2v1. Pantheon not able to defend against both of that, even with the defender's advantage. Is going to get a free trip back to some of their platform. And Thickbonner kind of going for the YOLO interrupt there, but immediately forced back. Not going to help his team capture it. If he had regrouped with them here and gone for a fair 3v3, things might have gone a little bit differently, but now you can see he can't really risk getting in, otherwise he's just going to get chewed up, which is exactly what's happening here. Thickbonner goes down, and they do not gain control of the point. In fact, Gragas can actually just sit here and zone if he wants to and let Echo cap that. But Pantheon with the Grand Skyfall comes right down, takes him out. Gragas now gets into a fight with Pantheon. Looks like Nautilus is going to be the next one in the fight. So it looks like they're going to kind of keep feeding people in here. Camera control, please. Ooh, that airborne. Look at that. Look at that stun deny right there. That timing was disgusting. Probably accidental. Now it's Annie versus the world. Annie does have Tibbers available. She can waste so much time. 3-on-2. And Gragas was going for that recall, but gets the bear dropped on him instead. He gets sent back to the platform, but not the way that he was planning on. Ezreal, you can't 1v3 this, buddy. Don't take unnecessary damage. He's taking unnecessary damage. Wukong's actually staying stapled to him. Arcane Shift's got 9 seconds. Echo looks like is able to save his friend there. Ryze catches up. Arcane Shift's up. It's off cooldown. He can use that anytime he wants. So very safe for him to turn around and try to re-engage. Wasn't needed, though, because Echo had things under control, it looked like. And Annie, look at this is why Annie is great on Dominion. I love playing Annie. Because she can just sit back there and remote control her bear for a long period of time. And use it to keep people off the point. Molten Shield keeping her alive. Tibbers finally expires. And Pantheon able to clean things up. Rolls up with a Storm Shield. Blacks Echo. They get to maintain control on the top for now. Oh, the Molten Shield! Literally, everything that kept Annie alive right there was Molten Shield's extra protective effect. Otherwise, she would have been completely toast had that landed when she had Molten Shield down. Nice. Now, Pantheon is in command up here. 3v2 about to go down. Gragas, bye-bye, buddy. Nautilus saw what was going on. He left faster than Gragas did. He's longer legs or something like that. I guess he can run a little bit faster. Pantheon recalling. Pantheon has plenty of health, but not too much mana. What is he going to go back and buy, if anything? So he's waiting on gold. Oh, he's heading back down to the bottom. Looks like he just went back for mana reasons. Could have stayed up and contributed to the fight. We'll see how it plays out now. Ezreal's Arcane Shift been forced out. He's got 11 seconds on that, but they don't really have a good angle to get in on him. He's hanging back. He's hanging back. 3 seconds on Arcane Shift. And Ezreal's completely safe now. Still taking those shots. Oh, Pantheon! Where are you going to go, Ezreal? Nope. Didn't quite make it out in time. Pantheon's sudden presence really sweeping the fight back around in their favor. Picked a good spot to drop in on. Garrison being thrown down on the tower. Just going to keep them from being able to push the cap on immediately. Nautilus looked like he wanted. He was thirsty for that rise, but couldn't get it. Echo dives in. And he and Nautilus are able to help turn things around for their team. They are able to secure this point. No one alive over there. Looks like Annie's going to pop the revive and head up to the top as quick as she can. Hopefully she will be able to arrive in time to stop Ezreal from getting a full capture on that. They're halfway through, though, so they are going to get the neutral for sure. Nautilus is backing him up. He's on the way there. He's down at... his health is actually dangerously cheesy. There we go. They're able to get him away, but he does get the neutral. Oh, he's stunned. Stunned post Arcane Shift. He's hanging out back there. They're just going to throw some shots over the wall. Throws away that True Shot Barrage. Nautilus is going to recall now. Could have done so earlier. And he could have... Nautilus right now could be coming back with Echo at the moment, but he's not. He decided to hang out and kind of push the lane instead.
Team has captured the quarry.
So now we have Echo over here by himself with his some sort of ghost behind him. We're going to learn how Echo works together, folks. Pantheon down here, he just doesn't care. Fizz just used Playful Trickster to engage, which is going to get him killed. Fizz did not have the health for that. Now Pantheon's got a recall because he can see that Ezreal's walking down here. And Echo sent back to Summoner platform once again. Wukong dashes through. Does not have his Cyclone available for a few seconds. So I think that is exactly what kept Gragas from being killed there. Is not having that Cyclone available. He's going to have it available in one. He's going to spend it right away. No, it looks like he's going to pocket it. Going to grab that health relic. They're pushing in for the refinery pretty handily here. And Echo shows up with his time clock thingy and tosses some black gears out. Or whatever it is that does. Bomb power the map. Well, Pantheon does not really have anything on this. Or not Pantheon, excuse me. Fizz doesn't have anything on this because, look at this. We have a Mura Mana, Hex Drinker, Merc Treads, and a Brutalizer. Fizz has been counterbuilt pretty freaking hard. That's a very unfortunate matchup for him. And, they're going to get this point back. They're in a 4-cap situation. Nexus health is rapidly plummeting. They're heading towards that point where it gets scary at 100. Pantheon and Urgot have been doing a lot of work this game. See if that keeps up. Wukong goes in. There's that Cyclone that he's had in his back pocket. Stapled himself onto Ezreal. Ezreal burns the arcade shift. They can turn around, collapsing on Nautilus. That's exactly what they're doing. Ezreal's trying to do everything he can over here, but in a situation like that, he can only just throw down a couple of skill shots and retreat. He's trying to delay, but there's enough people to body block, so the Mystic Shot's not going to get through. And everything's going to be okay. Good zoning on Urgot's part, keeping people away from Pantheon so that he's able to cap. Very nicely done. Kind of broke off the zoning there, but hey, when you're ahead, don't risk throwing that. Backed off a little bit. Pantheon didn't risk getting killed. Ryze gets burst down pretty handily there. Pantheon coming back, picked up the health rub, gonna drop him with the Grand Skyfall. Ezreal doing an okay job of hanging outside the fire. Fizz's presence, though, coming back helps them turn this around a little bit, but in the process, they're going to give up the bottom point because Fizz went for this fight instead of going down in the bottom. Those two can't really kill each other. That's just kind of a tanky slapfest. Wukong's going to get the bottom point. Now, Ryze very boldly, jumped into that fight, but he died for his troubles. Although, you could say that they got something out of it because they did draw Fizz's attention up from the bottom point. I guess it came down to, were they going to get Refinery or were they going to get the Quarry? Top part of the map. 2 people up here. Echo has just picked up the Storm Shield, and the Storm Shield's a good thing to secure for your team. Are they going to get this top part back? There's a defender's advantage. There's an offensive garrison being thrown down. It's a 2v3, but Nautilus has been forced back, getting a little bit low on health. Echo showing up with the Storm Shield. Is he going to be able to help clean this fight up? No, unfortunately. He just doesn't quite have the muscle to stop the other team's hustle. Bottom part of the map, Fizz is an endangered species. A Viet dude's really been putting in the work on him. You can see how much damage Fizz is just not doing to him. Nautilus isn't doing too much either because Nautilus does primarily spell damage. Seeing that swap Duncan Fizz into this with his Hyperconnect Position Reverser. It takes 3 people to take down Urgot. One of them being an Echo who does a lot of spell damage, but 3 people, 1 Urgot. It's kind of annoying that it took them that much to get him off the point. And they were not able to bring it back. So it was a game that looked like it was going to go really handily in Pyramid Hype Train's favor, but to be honest, for President, their Urgot really got things rolling. Their Pantheon really brought the hurt, and they were able to get control of it in the later half of the game and bring things home. Very happy to watch that game. That was nice to see. A lot of new names there. I had a lot of fun watching this one. Go ahead and go to the outcome screen here. I don't know why that's not centered, but whatever. It's going on to the post-game lobby here. Take a little peek at this. Once it loads, there we go. There we go. And take a look at all the items and whatnot, etc. And We will bring you the next game momentarily. Hopefully I can get an invite from Dominionist's team or Riken or someone like that. And we can go on and continue to watch these guys and see how well they perform the tournament. Man, Pantheon going 13-5. Very respectable. I'm liking it. They did a good job that game. And hopefully we can see a little bit more for them going forward here. Whoop. Come on. There we go.